beautiful day headed your way. Keep your head up, you'll be okay. Beautiful day waiting for you. Just open your eyes, you'll see it's true. A beautiful day.
Welcome back to the Booga Box live stream. It's Monday, February, what is today? The 6th, yeah. So, hope everybody had a good weekend. Do want to thank everybody for joining. If you're watching us now, if you're watching us later, don't forget to give the likes, thumbs up, shares, subscribes, all that good stuff. Depending on where you're watching us, if it's on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. We're on all three of those platforms, so go there and subscribe to those too. So we're working on the Travis Kelce Inlay, obviously here. There's the picture of it we're working on. I'm going to be playing around with the eye. I've made some changes to it while I was coming down through. It needed to be lighter, and I went lighter, but I think I did it too much. We'll kind of see it while we're playing around with it, but once I get it all done and hung, I have made changes to every portrait inlay on the eyes. Once it's hung, I can see it better, see how it's draping, and see it's just a little too dark right up and through here, and I made everything a little too light, I think, through there. So we'll change that, but we'll see where we're at. Right now we're halfway through. I was wanting to be further along than we are. We're on line 46 right now, so it's 90 lines for this whole thing. And we're going to go ahead and get started on it so I can get some more going. So, let's see here. Hopefully my Facebook is working properly. It might be locked up. No, there it goes. Okay, just a delay. Alright, so yeah, I was already a little bit behind when I come into Friday. I actually did pretty good Friday. I got 8 lines done Friday, which... that was the first day I'd gotten 8 lines done. That was my average. I needed to get 8 lines done. So as it stands now, I don't think I'll be getting this done before the Super Bowl. I'm going to try. I'm going to still work on it. Saturday, I thought I was going to, I was like, well, it's Saturday. Maybe I can pick up a line or two. And woke up Saturday. I had a couple laser orders. And I was like, okay, well, that's going to put a little bit of a bite into it. But I was like, okay, I was looking at it going, okay, this is probably about 3 hours of work. And that's probably would have been 2.5, 3 hours. But it ended up being a 12-hour project by the time I was done. Mostly, well, it was all on my end, obviously. I got the first part of one order done, laser done, and got it done and out. And I was like, okay, well, I had a glass beverage cup to go, and I was like, well, okay, I figured that'd be easy enough. I'm going to chuck in the rotary, and do that. And it never dawned on me because I've done tumblers and stuff in the new laser, but I haven't done anything with a handle yet, and it didn't dawn on me that my new focal point, the distance between the material I'm lasering and the lens, laser head, comes down. On my old laser was 55 millimeters, plenty of clearance for anything I had a handle on. And on my new laser, it's closer. I was at 20 millimeters and there was no clearance for that. And I was like, okay, this is going to put a big old booger into what I'm doing here. To go around this mug, and I was glad, and I was, since it was the first time I'd done a handled one, I kind of moved the laser head out of the way while I was doing some spinning. I'm glad I did, because if I wouldn't have been paying attention, I ruined about $500 whole thing. It would have taken $500 to replace my whole lens area that I would have snapped off if that cup would have spun around and that handle grabbed it. I was like, woo, the first time it went. But then I was like, well, I can't do anything. So I got online. I got another lens ordered. Problem with my old lens, or my old laser, my new laser, is the diameter of my lenses are different. On my old laser, they were 25 millimeters. My new lasers are 22 millimeter. So they weren't going to work. I couldn't put them in there for a different focal point. So I got on, I ordered some, and I was working with the customer, trying to figure out what we're going to do. If we, we okay to wait, we can do this, we can do this. There's other things I could do that we could do to get by that little issue. And while I was waiting on the customer, it was weekend, so, I didn't expect much per se. I had a thought in my head, and it ended up being a good thought, but it led me down a rabbit hole that took me hours and hours to do. I was like, well, the only thing, the lens, you're only using the very center of the lens for the laser beam to go through. I mean, literally, just a little dot in the middle of however big your lens is. And I was like, well, I don't need anything super. I just need something to be able to hold the lens. So I took my old lens, I did some measuring, and I ended up making an adapter. 3D printed up an adapter that would go in. I took out where my new laser lens is, and made an adapter that screw up into there. Then I made a part that would screw over that would hold my old lens that was bigger, centered, and then on the end of that another cap to be able to put on the rest of the laser head parts. And I also did end up designing and printing out a different holder for my air. There's air that blows into it to keep everything off the work surface and lens, keep it clean, blah, blah, blah. I ended up making it. I didn't like the one it came with. It was a little weird, so I redesigned that a little bit. So I did that. So that took hours of designing, printing, and then getting it mounted, but it ended up working. Now, it's not ideal. It did the job. I'm not going to rely on it at all. I've already pulled it back off and went back to the normal lens. The closer you are to the material, the better, more detail you'll get. So I want to be as close as I can, and almost everything I can do, the 20 millimeter distance works great, other than I've got 3 items that have handles. So that gave me a little issue. Like I said, I found a quick workaround. I won't, next time I won't have to worry about it. I can just replace it with a normal sized lens, blah, 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 and continue on my merry old way. Because again, when I did that actually changed the focal length also. So I had to re-measure where my focal point was at its strongest, which you do a ramp test, blah, blah, blah. So there's a little bit of testing, once I put that new lens in there. So, needless to say, Saturday, yeah, it was basically from the time I woke up and started everything. I started getting the laser going probably about 9 o'clock, getting powered up and cooling down and all that. And it wasn't till 10 o'clock that night is when I finally, about 10:30 I guess, when I finally turned off the laser in full. And then probably about 11:30 by the time I turned off the cooling unit, just because I wanted to make sure everything cooled down. So I got no work done on this on Saturday, and that just it was like, okay, that puts me 8 lines behind right off the bat. That's 4 hours of work minimum that I'm going to lose. So I'm definitely behind by, I think when I figured it up, I'm behind by about 16, 17 lines. I'm like, I don't see how I can make that up in the next 5-6 days. I'd like to get it done by Saturday so I can get pictures, blah, 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 before Sunday's game, but it is what it is. Looking around here. Hello, my Twitch viewers. I've got 2 of them over there again. And I'm not sure. I think I might have a couple here on Facebook, too. So, good to see y'all. Like I said, we're just working on the Travis Kelce portrait inlay. You can probably kind of see the eye now a little bit. My hand's probably over it a little bit, but this eye on the left side that I'm looking at, I don't like I said, from the picture I already changed it, but I think I went too light. I wanted to lighten it up a little bit because in my original graphic it was just too dark. And I think I went too far the other way, so I'm going to play around with it. Like I said, when I get it hung, I can see it better. I'll know where I should be able to change it. I already know a few things I want to do, and I thought about going ahead and doing them, but I'm like, you know what, it'll be just easier and quicker, because that's normally what happens with most of my inlays. I like to hang them up. Now this one I'm going to try to do a little quicker, but it still might change after I take some initial pictures, if I get it done before Super Bowl. if I don't get it done before Super Bowl, I'll hang it and then get the changes done I want and then pictures. I'm still pushing to get it done by then, but we'll see what happens. I don't see it happening, but because once I'm done streaming tonight, I don't think I'll be able to get anything else done tonight on it. Just too much stuff I've already put off. And, I mean, that's what today, I'm already behind by 4 lines today. Yeah. Actually, it started off actually kind of as good. I woke up a little early. I was actually feeling pretty good. I was like, you know what? Today, I'm going to drive. I mean, I knew I had some other things I had to do, but I'm going to drive to get some more done on this. Maybe catch up on a line or two, feel better. And then things just took a royal turn pretty darn quick. I got a call from Chewy saying they couldn't complete my order and my vet wouldn't approve medications for either cat. I was like, what is going on, man? And I didn't even get that out of them because they were wanting me to give them all kinds of information. They called and they want me to give them my account information and all that. And I'm like, I don't do that over the phone. What is this regards to? Well, we need to do this on. I was like, I've been doing two years, never had a call about this and that, you know, for an order, blah blah blah. They're like, well, we can send an email. I was like, just send me an email. I'm done with phone call, and got done with phone call. And so it's probably about 15 minutes later, I finally got to check email. Read the email, and they were talking about how the vet. The vet wants me to go get a thing and then mail it to Chewy. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? So, wife, I'm chatting with wife, and I'm pretty hot at this point. I'm like, you know, I don't time it to where it's like day per day to get the medicines, but you know, I don't want to wait till the last minute, but I don't want to get it too early either. But I'm in the need of getting their medicines, you know. So I was starting to get a little hot. She decided she was going to call them for me because I was, you know. Come to find out, our vet now is wanting to be a pharmacy vet too. They made this whole online thing where you can get your pet meds. It's just like Chewy and getting your pet med stuff. And they said, yeah, since we're doing this, we no longer have a thing with Chewy. We won't approve anything over the phones or however they normally would approve that kind of stuff. And I'm like, just out of the blue, really? You guys can't just do it this, you know, we need to get this order done and blah, blah, blah. So they're like, nope, we can't do it. I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. This is a freaking joke. Be a vet or be a pharmacy. Don't be both, because I'll be honest with you. This vet, we've been looking at trying to find another vet because somebody else bought this vet out. We've been going to them for like 30 years, and now it's just gone downhill really quickly over this past year. It's been kind of irritating. So anyway, they said, yeah, we'll write up the scripts. So now I'm going to have to go pick up the scripts. I've got to, bug. Get the scripts picked up. Then I'm going to have to turn around. I've got to mail them to Chewy before they're going to even be able to do anything because they won't accept photocopies or anything like that. So now I have to wait days still. I mean, I've got them, but I couldn't put them in the mail tonight. I didn't get them till later this afternoon. So I'm hoping everything will work out. I mean, Marvel's medicine I'm not worried about. Buzz's insulin, it's expensive. You know, I just get it from the vet, but the vet's $40 more. I mean, that's half a vet visit, a quarter of the blood work that we have to do all the dang time too. It's like, if your stuff was cheaper, I'd be okay. But I mean, overall, the monthly pharmacy bills we have for the two cats, I save about, $77 by getting them through Chewy instead of my vet itself. That's not including if I went with the food. If I include that, that's probably another 40, because I think they charge over, I think it was $120 for the vet food and get it for 80 through Chewy. But yeah, that was just like, so that started off the day kind of sucky. time that was dealt with, it was about 10:15. Yeah, actually, it's 10:16. I remember looking at the clock because then I was setting up because I needed to go do my grocery pickup. Grocery pickup. You set up a time, blah blah blah, with Walmart. If you tried it, you know how it works. By the time everything's said and done, that's normally the time you get your confirmation. You leave, you go pick it up, you get back home, you get it unloaded. By the time everything's said and done, that's about an hour, 15 hour and a half job if your pickup was fairly speedy. If you've had one of those pickups before where you waited out there for 40 minutes to get your order, that's not speedy. I'm okay if it takes 15, 20 minutes. Once you get past 20 minutes, that's pushing a little bit, time things out a little bit better, figure it out. So I had that. It actually wasn't too bad. But it was still, that was an hour and a half. By the time I got home, I think it was running, pickup was at 11. We left a little bit before because they said it was ready a few minutes before, so we went ahead and headed. I made a stop for the son. He went with me. We stopped. Oh, while we were at Walmart, over across the parking lot where we wait for pickup, there's a Cracker Barrel over there. Still don't know what was going on, but when we were getting packed up, they started loading up our van. Me and the son, I pointed out to the son, I was like, what's going on over that parking lot? Because there's cars in front of us, so I could only see portions, and he could see different portions. It's like, looks like there's a bunch of cops over there, and there was 7, 8 cop cars, 15, 20 cops. I don't know what they were doing. And it looks like they were just kind of getting into doing something in the parking lot. I'm not sure what. I never seen anything on the local news about it, so I'm not sure what was going on. But about, I don't know, 10 minutes in, they were done loading, so we were taking off, and don't know what happened there, but that was weird. So get home, and I'm like, okay, maybe I can, get done. We get done unloading, get everything unpacked. It's probably 12:45, 1 o'clock, and I'm like, well, maybe I can get a little bit of chainmail done. I come down here, I get everything ready, and I start working a little bit. I think I was probably, 15, 20 minutes into doing chainmail. And here in Kansas City today, it was really nice weather. It was windy. I think we hit 67, 69 today. It was really nice out there, but windy. Really windy. And the wind had actually, we have I think they call it a portable covered garage thing. I don't know if you've ever seen basically it's just like a carport type metal thing, and has a wrap that goes around it, so it's kind of like a portable little garage. They show a car picture in it. The picture of it shows a car in it, blah, blah, blah. We just use it for storage for our camper, or for our trailer, and a few other things. I've got a little workbench in there, so if it's raining, I can still do some work outside, blah. Over top, I put a tarp over the top of it, a big, thick tarp to help protect it. And it's tied down in front and the back with ropes and everything. But I was sitting here, and it was windy today, and I was sitting here working on it. And like I said, I was about 15 minutes into doing a session. And I'm hearing the tarp, when it's windy, you can hear it kind of flop around. The door was open because it was nice, so I let the cat in and out. Next thing I know, the sound of the tarp flopping around started making a weird noise. And I'm like, what in the world? So I get up and get the camera shut off and get over there and look outside. And the ropes had broke that was holding down the front corners to wrap the ground and stuff. And I was like, oh, no, crap. So I went looking for rope, and I couldn't find any rope. I was like, I know I've got some rope around here. Now, I know I was running a little low, because it was a year and a half ago I replaced the upper tarp, and so I replaced the ropes that I had tying everything down. And they're just weatherized, so the rope broke. Nylon rope. And so I was like, crap, couldn't find any around here, so I had to get around and go back out to the store so I could get some rope. Now I was able to use what was there and did a minor tie down to kind of keep it attached, because it was becoming a big giant kite. It was just, you could see it normally with it all tied down pretty tight, when the wind blows, the whole thing just rocks, but you can still see the bars kind of, where the tent, the canvas kind of sits over them. But it was just poofing up like a balloon. I mean, I don't know, like a if you've ever had one of these new batteries ever poof up on you, I mean, just poofing up. There, you couldn't see anything. It was a big old poof ball. And so I tied it down enough where it wasn't poofing out as bad. But then I had to go out and get ropes. So that took, well, and that was at the same time since the wife was going to end up going to the vet. Well, she was out with daughter. Daughter was able to take her out today. They went out to eat since the wife can't do a whole lot. And I'm glad to see that the wife was up to doing that. Now, since she's gotten back from her morning jaunts today, I'm glad she was feeling enough to do stuff, but she's been sleeping ever since. So hopefully it didn't totally destroy her, but they were going to be stopping by the vet, but since I had to go out and get the rope, I was like, I'm going to be up there, so I ended up going by the vet and getting that too. So that was another hour and a half job by the time everything was said and done. It was like, this day is never going to end. And then, what happened after that? I know there was something else that happened just a little bit ago, and that put it off a little bit more of getting anything done. Because that was about a 45-minute job. And all that, I've got nothing done in the house today. That's why I'm like, after I get done, with the stream tonight, I'm going to be constantly getting everything else caught up in the house that I couldn't casually do throughout the day. Done nothing in the kitchen today. Actually, I really haven't even eaten much today. Cooked up some burgers last night. I did have one of those earlier today. I'm starving right now, though, the more I think about it. I did mean to eat before the stream, but I was trying... Okay, I was trying to get more caught up on this. I was trying to get, I was like, since I was so far behind after Saturday. Yesterday, Sunday, actually did pretty good. Like I said, I got another 8 lines done yesterday. I was hoping to get more, but I got tired real quick last night. I just kind of, it was about 9 o'clock. I was just like, whoa, man, why am I so dang tired? And it was hard to focus on anything, so I was like, all right, I'm not going to do any more chainmail. Still ended up not going, well, I guess I did end up going to bed a little earlier than normal. That's probably why I woke up a little earlier than normal, now that I think about it. But hopefully, like I said, the rest of this week, hopefully things will smooth out. Well, what's Saturday? Oh, I had to go to Costco Saturday, too. That was another trip out that took forever because, oh my, that place was packed. Well, every place was packed. It was, actually, we've had several nice days where we've been above average on our temperature. And so that made everybody come out of the woodwork. I didn't want to go, I wanted to go Friday. Costco and pick up the stuff I needed. But it was cold. We got cold. It got cold. It was like a high of like 30 with the wind. Made it feel like 16, 17. And it's like, I'm not going out today. I'll do it Saturday. And then Saturday again turned into that. It was actually, though, I guess, in a way, when we were out Saturday at Costco, I don't remember even what it was I was looking at, but that's what gave me the idea to make an adapter. It was an adapter for something. I don't even remember what. It was nothing we were even looking at. It was something we were just walking by. Because I was going for nothing other than basic food, home staple stuff, not, Sometimes I like to wander around and look at their computers, TVs, the vacuums, whatever else they have on the one side. I just hardly ever do. Normally just go over to the food side, get the toilet paper, paper towels, foods, milks, eggs, whatever. But yeah, it was something on that side. I was just walking by and it was an adapter. It said something about an adapter on it. And that's what made me start thinking in my head, hey, could I make an adapter for my other lens? And so, and that was, by that it was probably 12 o'clock, right around there. It was right around noon when we got up there. Because that's after I'd already figured out that I was going to have some slight issues. Well, more than slight issues. And I was like, well, I need to go get that done, so let's just go ahead and go out and get it done. But yeah, it was something there at Costco that make an adapter that'll hold the lens, because that's when I was like, the lens, I'm only using that very centered dot area. The rest of the lens, yes, it has a point, but it's to focus it into a single point. So I guess going to Costco ended up being a good thing in a way, other than I could have, by the time it's said and done, by the time I got a hold of a customer, they were willing to do something else, and I gave them a few other ideas of what we could do, and they were willing to do that. But I was like, by the time I heard back from them, I was like, well, I already did some of this. I made some adapters. I was able to bypass what I was needing to do, and was able to get it to the way you originally seen the picture of it, of what you ordered, so we're good. So it got shipped out this morning. Oh, I'm not seeing anybody chat anywhere. Hopefully I'm not missing any chat, but I will say, since I redid my laptop last week, my laptop has been running a lot nicer. I don't know what was up with it before and what I did differently this time, but it is running a lot nicer. Things have been working more like I thought they should. I thought it was a Windows 10 thing that I just couldn't figure out, but I think my system was having some type of issue, and rebooting it seemed to help, because I thought I had a little screw up here at the beginning of the stream, but no, it was just me not waiting long enough for the delay. But we will. So yeah, we're working on line 46, so that's a little over, probably right around 5,000 rings right now. Then, so we got 5,000 rings in since last Monday. Yeah, that's not good. Not nearly as many as I was wanting. I figured I needed about 850 to 900 rings a day is what I was shooting for, and I've done it before. I've done 1,500 a day. Now, only for a few days before I kind of cut back a little bit to about, 1,000, 1,200, but that was when I was able to not have to worry about anything else around the house and just sit here and do stuff. And I can't do that anymore, so. Oh, yeah. Busy after I get done. I'm going to be tired tonight. Boy, I'll probably go to sleep pretty quickly tonight. I did go to sleep pretty quick last night, though, after I got into bed. Normally, when I go to bed, it's normally an hour ordeal. But I don't know. The wife was just able, like, okay, I'm going to bed. She'll go in there in 10 minutes. She's out. I'll go in there for 15 minutes and just ask something real quick, because she went to bed and she's already in there snoring. And I'm like, how? Takes me 10-15 minutes just to, decide, okay, I'm going to bed. It's 10-15 minutes before I actually get into the bedroom and sit into the bed by the time I've done everything else. And then it's, like I said, I normally get a full 22-minute episode of something in. If I'm watching an hour episode, I'll get the whole episode in before I finally fully fall asleep. But normally, first episode I'm watching it. Second time the next episode comes on, I'll normally flip over and start trying to get to sleep. Sometimes it's real quick. Sometimes I end up sitting there for about 10 minutes before I flip back over, watch a little bit more before I pass out. Last night, I really don't even remember, honestly, what I watched, what I put on. I don't think I might not even made it through an episode before I was out. Though I haven't really done anything extra excruciating per se. I mean, I've been doing a lot of stuff. And maybe it's just doing the extra stuff around the house is finally pulling in, but my back has been killing me for a couple days. And in a different way than what my back normally hurts whenever I pull a muscle or something. It's not a pulled muscle, it's just soreness. It's a little weird. I'm not sure, but I mean, it seems to start. Today was a little better than it was over the weekend, so I'm hoping it's starting to slowly go away and I don't have to go see a doctor. I do not want to go see any doctors. Wife has had enough doctor visits. Quick looks around again. Where are we at? 30 minutes in? Sweet. Yeah, I wish we would have been done with this row in 30 minutes. Well, I guess we didn't start until about 5 minutes at least. And the jibber jabber, jibber jabber. But looking forward to Super Bowl this Sunday. Hopefully we can win. The 3 and 4 years, which sounds like a lot, but it was like you won the first year, then you went back the next year and you lost, and it's like, oh, then third year you didn't make it back to the Super Bowl. You're like, uggy, uggy. So now it's like we're going back. So hopefully, I mean, I'd love to have a blowout. I want to have a good game. I don't want it to be a nail biter though, because I've had enough of those this year. But if it comes down to it, that's what it's going to probably end up being. We'll either win in a nail biter or something, or we're going to get just totally obliterated. So I don't know. It just kind of depends on what team shows up. I think we had a lot of extra going on the second year we went to Super Bowl. But I'll be rooting for my Chiefs as I always do. I've been a Chiefs fan since 83, 84 was when I kind of started really getting into football. And love my Chiefs ever since. So I seriously didn't think we'd ever win Super Bowls there for years and years. We always had decent teams, but again, you look at the teams that won Super Bowls, and it's like, yeah, we weren't even like near them in a way. We had good years of defenses, and we never had an offense. I mean, we had sparks here and there. I mean, we brought in Montana, and it was great to have him, but at the end of his career, I mean, we got to playoffs, but that was our curse, it seemed like. We couldn't win in a playoff game. And now things have come together, and we've been having great years, and I'm getting a little spoiled, I'll be honest. I don't know what I would do with a year that we didn't have at least 10 wins. So many years that we could barely get to that, if we got that. So many years that we backed into the playoffs, so it was like, yeah, I don't want to back into the playoffs. So that's always a never going good thing. There's a talk about this year kind of backing into winning, but I don't necessarily. I won't go that route. We've had, there might have been some bad calls in the game, but there have been bad calls all season, and we've been in some games where there was some super bad calls. What game was that? We had the strip sack, but somehow it was roughing the passer after the turnover. Yeah, that whole... you didn't see that one because you don't watch the Chiefs game. That one was pathetical. And we've had ones that went against us that were bad calls. We've had some that went for us that were, I'll admit, were bad calls. But most of them, you gotta live with what they are. Oh, stretch the leggies. Alright. Let's get this line finished off so we can get on to the next line. So we're going to be getting close. I guess we still got a little bit to get down to the bottom of the nose, but hopefully we'll get a good, let's see here, today's Monday, so if I get no more done tonight, I'll have Tuesday, Wednesday, and most of Thursday before I come back. So I would like to get at least, let's say, 20 lines done by then. That would put us closer into the 60 to 70 range. If it works out. Like I said, I don't think there's a way of getting it done before Sunday, but I'm going to push and I'm going to try the best I can. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I will be a little bit bummed, but, I figured this whole project, if I got it done in 2 weeks, was going to rest on, honestly, not getting any other orders, and I didn't want to say that, because it's like, do you ever want to say, don't make orders, please? I mean, that's not right. So, I'd take the orders, Granted, now, if it was a chainmail order, I probably would have been done with it a lot quicker after all that, but it's all done and everything down. I can't do anything about it, but other than just keep pushing and see what I can do. I'm going to hope I can get a decent amount. And that was another reason why I didn't, because I did plan on doing a stream mid-Saturday. Mid to late Saturday afternoon. But, yeah. Since that didn't happen, everything else happened, so... like I said, just keep pushing, get as much as I can done, try. Hopefully tomorrow I can get more done. I don't have anything out that I need to go do that is planned anyway. We'll see how that works out. You know, I guess son's got to go to the hospital and get an infusion of something or other. He had blood work done. He's low on magnesium, I think it was. He's low on that, so he's got to go spend a couple hours doing that. But that's something I don't have to spend time at per se. So hopefully, you know, that won't necessarily get into too much damage tomorrow and get more done. I'll try. I'm going to start early. If I go to bed early, it depends. Like I said, get done at 8:30. Yeah, I don't see going to bed early tonight, really, in all honesty. You know, shower, do, clean the kitchen. Still need to make something to eat. Hey, Tar. How you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Living up in that cold weather now. It's been cold up there, I think, lately. I know we had a little cold batch, and then everybody else was talking about being cold. We got warm today, though, so. But how are you doing tonight? Good to see you. Sitting here working on our Travis Kelce Inlay. Like I said, don't know if I don't see me getting it done before the Super Bowl. I'm going to push and try, but I was saying earlier, I'm about 16, 18 lines behind where I need to be. And that's easily 6-7 hours. I don't know if I can make up that much time with everything else I've got going on. Well, the Inlay is freezing. Yeah. Yeah, we had some cold days down here, but then it was Saturday. We warmed up Saturday. It was actually kind of nice Thursday. Friday it got cold again real quick. Saturday got nice. Sunday was a little bit better yesterday, but it was cloudy. And then today we were like 68, 69 degrees, and it was almost hot. But, yeah, this is what it's going for. I'm making a little changing to the eye. I've already made some changes to this eye, but I kind of went too far. It was too dark. I went too light, so I'm going to have to come back and darken it back up. But I figure I'm going to wait till I get it done and hung so I can see it better. Once you get the natural gravity hang on it is when things will come together a little bit better. You can see it better. I have yet Mahomes and the Chris Jones one I did. Both of them I did a little change into the eyes once I got it hung and basically let it stare at me for a while. I think Mahomes, I had it hanging for about a week and a half, and I made 4 or 5 changes to it as it stared at me. You know, I'd watch it and look at it for a couple days as I'm doing stuff, and then I'd come back to it going, okay, let's try this. Maybe this will work. I think Chris Jones, though, I only did Chris Jones 2 times on his eyes to play with it, so this actually was a little bit easier. Part of it was just the picture itself, too. This one is more difficult because he's looking off into the, the picture's from straight on, but he's kind of off looking in a direction, and so that's making it more hard to get the shadowing just right. So, like I said, we'll make a little more changes once it gets hung, and that's why I'd like to get it done early enough where I could get some time into that, but again, line 46 done. So, like I said, that's about a little over 5,000 rings so far, probably, since Monday. Alright, time to count out more rings. This is where I want my little robotic helper that can count out rings and put them in order for me, and I can just sit there and, well, I don't know if I would. I mean, there's in ways I would like to have a little robot that could do that for me, put out the rings and have them ready, and I could just grab them. But I think also, in the long run, I probably wouldn't like it because then I can't have the little. When I'm counting out rings and doing this like I am right now, I get a little quick break from bending, so my hands get a little bit of a break. If I didn't have this quick break, I don't know how long I could actually just constantly do it. Checking around. Well, we made it. Well, I guess I made it past my halfway point. Didn't do my halfway spiel. So I do want to thank everybody who's joining us. If you're watching us live or watching us later, I do appreciate it. Don't forget to give the thumbs up, the like, the shares, anything like that that you're willing to do. And don't forget to come check us out. We're streaming every Monday and Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. So, for right now, we're doing 2 days a week. We're going to see how things go around the house and how our new normal is going to be with the wife's issues and adjust as needed. So, for at least the next couple months, we're going to continue doing what we're doing here on Mondays and Thursdays. Though I'm not having a day designated to anything. Like I said, right now we're going with the one camera because I'm doing a time lapse of this and I don't want to have any of the other camera views in the way and all that. So if I get done over the weekend, by next Monday we'll go back to our normal cameras. Actually, I got one extra camera set up. He's looking at me. I was going to say the Buzzy Cam. I'm going to set up a cam that I can remote go to different things if I want to show off this or that. If I want to use a laser, I don't have to do what I have currently had to do. So, and if I'm not using it for any of that stuff, he's going to go on to Buzzy while he's sitting on my chair. Where did you get the beautiful burgundy from? This red here, it's red. It's a TRL red. Now, I will say it is a little different from their normal red. This was a batch that I ordered in November. And it was different than what I had ordered in, I want to say late July. There was some stuff, oh, I needed 2 of those. There was some red that I got early last year that was more like their Santa pants red. It was really off. Like I said, this is a little different, but it's TRL red. Trying to, well, I've got, what did I say? I've still got 4 more inlays that I'm going to have to use TRL rings with, just so it all matches, because all these are going to be coming together. Yeah, like I said, it's a little bit different. Not, well, I don't want to say dramatically, but the last red I had, I've always been a red and gold, so I always have a ton of red and gold, because I do Chief stuff. My old high school was red and gold. So when I normally ordered red and gold, I bought a bunch of it. So I actually hadn't ordered any red for like 3 years. I had that much of, I mean, I had it in every size, and I had probably 5-6 bags of each. So all my red was had been old red. So it had only been recently did I need to start buying newer red, and I'm starting to see a big swing in their red colors. You know what? I just totally, royally screwed up. Yep, I sure did. Well, I guess at least it's not in the inlay. I just laid out my rings to weave, and I went backwards. I needed to be starting back here, and I started up here, and I don't want to weave it that way because it's a pain in the butt trying to weave that way. Alright. God, I hate it when I've only done that twice before. Alright, I guess we'll just bite the bullet and do what I gotta do, man. Well, I'm glad you're here, Tara. I had, who was here Thursday? Bobby was here Thursday. She showed up for a little bit Thursday. Alright, now I gotta remember when I come back. Where's my other highlighter? Need my other highlighter. Well, I'll give it a few. It'll be a bit till I get back to those. I can't believe I did that. Love it looking for companies that sell copper wire in different colors that I can saw myself. but not too soft. Love your colorway. No, it wasn't you. Like I said, I've done it before because my chart, like I said, my chart is always left to right. So when I'm working, I have to, every other line, I'm working backwards on my color chart here. And this one, I start at the top. I've done it before. Normally, I catch myself, I guess I've probably done it a good dozen times, but I catch myself within the first 3 or 4 rings. This one, I didn't catch myself, so. Yeah, I've done it. Yeah, copper, I'm trying to think of, I guess the last time I bought copper, I just got it down from the local welding supply guy. And there's a welding supply shop down in North, down here by us, and that's where I normally go get any of my stainless, my aluminum. He knows. I go in there, for the first time I went in there to talk to him, he was really confused at some of the things I was asking. And so I had to kind of go through a whole little spiel of what I'm doing, what it's for, blah, 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 blah. And he started kind of getting the idea of what was going on. And now he knows. I mean, this has been like 6-7 years now. I mean, I don't go in there all the time, but when he sees me, he's like, J-Mail dude. So that's what if I need anything that, you know, some of the odder stuff though, I still have to buy that online. So, but like I said, this is the worst part about it in a while. That is, normally when I decide to stop a session, when I'm going to take a break, I'll end up putting out my rings. So when I come back from whatever I'm doing and it's time to work again, I already have the rings laid out, ready to go. It's nice, kind of easy when I come back to just get right into that. But I found out that I definitely have to make sure that I made this chair flap for my chair that covers my chair, covers over the back, and just puts an angle on it to keep Buzzard off my chair, because he likes to jump up in it and take my chair. But he's also found it very fun to get up and lay on my freaking chainmail. I turned around one day and I was over on the computer working. I'd taken a break. I was checking email and stuff. I think I was about right here. It was Thursday, Friday night maybe. And I had it stretched out, fully out here. And he was over there bugging me, meowing at me, wanting his attention. And I petted him for a few. I was like, give me a little bit. I'm doing stuff. And he stopped bugging me. And about 15, 20 minutes later, I was like, well, I wonder what he wanted. Did he want food? And I went to check his food. No, his food was fine. I look around. I'm looking on the floor for him. He's not in his other chair behind me. He wasn't in this chair. And I was like, okay, where'd he go? So I'm walking around the room looking for him in all his usual places. And I couldn't find him. And I was like, the door's closed. So yeah, that would have been Friday. Friday night when that happened, because it was cold. I was like, door's closed. He's not outside. And so I start calling his name. I'm like, Buzzy, where you at, Buzzy? And normally he'll do this little meow roar at me whenever you talk to him. But he was being completely silent. So I was like, I got on the floor. I'm looking under the desk, under the computer cart. I'm looking, where are you? And I go and I sit back down in my chair and I just kick back in my chair. And I look over here at the desk going, I wonder, and that's as far as I made it. I wonder where, and I was thinking where he is. And I see him over here. He's upside down on my inlay, showing me belly. Just going, what? Here I am, come pet me. I was like, you're on my inlay, dude. So, Friday night I did have to spend a little bit of time shaking hair out of this thing. Because he's gotten into this bad habit here the last week, 2 weeks of wanting up on my workbench. And he's normally never wanted that. I normally block the chair so he can't use the chair as a buffer to get into it, but I have been forgetting to do that here lately, but I guess because he's lulled me into sleep, you know. I'm not going to get up there. You can leave it open. I'll just sit in the chair. But that was part of the other reason why I put a little blocker thing that I put over it, because he wants the chair, and I need it to work. So there are some days we end up playing chair tag, where I'll move him from this chair to my desk chair. He'll use it, bug me, and then I'll need the desk chair because I'm taking a break or need to check email or whatever. And I'll put him down. He ends up coming over to this chair. And the sad thing is I've got 2 other chairs for him. One of them is exactly like this chair. It's just on the other side of the room. And he doesn't want it. He wants this chair because it's on this side of the room. Same chair. And then I've got, he loves my folding work chair that I take with me to events and stuff. He just, every time I pull it out, he loves to get in it. So I pull it out most of the time, let him get in it. And here lately, he's like, nah, I don't want that. I want your chair. I'm going to fight you for your chair. I shop for Parawire at Parawire. But there's nowhere on their website that says it can be... Yeah. I bought some of their stuff before, but it was... Now, this was all at the local store. It wasn't from their website, so I don't know if they have different stuff on their website, but it was all real soft stuff, man. I did not like it at all. I got it up there. It was Michael's or Hobby Lobby, one of the places up here. And I was like, man, now if you're buying copper or something like that, it might be a different story. I think I bought some aluminum of theirs once, and it was like super soft, and I was like, ew. I bought some straight wire that I knew was going to be soft because it said it was going to be soft. I was going to try to do some wire bending with it, and wire bending to me just haven't kind of clicked yet. So I was like, it'd be good for that, but I never bought any of their. I was afraid. I bought something that they called stainless one time, and it wasn't stainless. And so I was like, now again, that wasn't wire either, so maybe their wires are better. And especially online, they might have better options than what you can buy at the store. And who honestly knows? I mean, there could be people out there pirating that stuff too out there, and the company got a bad batch from a bad supplier or something. But that's why I spend most of my time just getting everything online, from places that I know. More and more outside there, I've slowly been expanding. I've gotten in probably I'm up to about 15 pounds of Chainmail Joe stuff. I've got I haven't unbagged any of that stuff yet either. I had about a $250 order I put in it. We got mail. Got some more of their rings. Nothing planned with them yet. I just wanted to kind of expand some colors, have some options. And then I don't like mixing companies' rings with other companies' rings all that often. But it is something that I have been starting to slowly play around with. So that's one reason why I've been trying to buy some of that. And I did get... My daughter got me last year. She got me a whole round of all the colors of 1/4 inch, 16 gauge matte, since they had started coming out with matte colors at TRL. And so I've expanded. I've got now 4 different sizes of all the colors in matte. So I've been expanding that a little bit, which I hate because I'm trying to get away from frickin' TRL. But price-wise, it's hard to beat. I hate it. Where are we at here in our time? 53. I can get out some more rings here. But you can kind of see it a little bit. Like I said, see how I kind of made it too white out here. It was supposed to be all darker. I should have left more of the dark in through down here and maybe under it. So like I said, I'm going to come through and I'm going to make some changes to this. I don't know. This one maybe. It's hard to see it right now until it gets that full stretch. Once I can get that full stretch on it, things will change a little bit, but that's kind of where I'm looking at changing things. Alright, ring counting time again. And I used to, when I was doing the Chris Jones inlay, the last inlay, I talked about how many times I was having issues with screwing up multiple times. Wrong ring count here and there, and I had to go back and fix it, and I had to spend a good 5-6 hours doing fixing on the last one. And I didn't have the problem on the other two inlays before that, and I was like, I don't know what the deal was. It was the only one, Chris Jones was the only one I didn't end up doing a time lapse on, which now I kind of hate that I didn't have a time lapse for that one. But I have only had one minor screw up on this one so far, and so I think it was yesterday actually. I was looking, trying to figure out why did I have so many problems with that, and I pulled out my old paperwork from doing the Chris Jones one, and I finally figured out what it was. I'm pretty sure that my font size, well, I know it was different sized. The font size that when I printed out for the Chris Jones was 2 sizes smaller than what I normally print out, and I think that might have been why I had so many screw ups on that one, because I have old man eyes and I couldn't see what I was doing. I had to get too close, I think, sometimes, and it was messing with me. So that's the only thing I could think of, because I had, like I said, I had only one minor screw up, and it was really not into the project yet. And the Chris Jones one just gave me left and right problems, and I could not figure out why. And so I pulled up my Mahomes paperwork and my Jersey paperwork today, because there might be another Jersey in the future. We don't know yet, but there might be. So I needed to look at a few things. I was trying to gather my thoughts on some things, so I ended up pulling out all that paperwork anyway. And so yeah, that's when I noticed it, because like I said, all my other inlays I didn't have a problem with, and then when I started looking at them real quick, I noticed my font size is totally different. It's like 2 sizes smaller. I bet you anything that's what was screwing me up so much. Oh, quick looks around here. I still want to say hi to my Twitch viewers. I've got 2 of them at least. Well, at least 1. I don't know if it counts me or not, but it says 2. So hello, Twitchers. I can never tell YouTubies. I don't have any chat in the YouTubies, but doesn't look like I have any concurrent right now. And it looks like I got a couple in Facebook, so again, I do want to thank you all for being here tonight. We're going to be closing up shop here somewhat shortly. We're at, what, 50, 55, 57? So, we're going to put in a few more rings here before we do close up for tonight. But I won't be running over too much here. We're just going to do 7:30 to 8:30 my time, Central Time. Don't want to run too much over anymore. I didn't really a whole lot before, but like I said, I've got cats and medicines and stuff. I got to get them going, so I have to wrap up pretty quick anymore. But I do want to thank everybody that does drop in, checks us out. Thank you, Tara, for dropping by tonight. I don't know if you're still here or not. I do appreciate anybody that drops by, drops a line, whatever. Don't forget to give thumbs, likes, shares, all that good stuff. Any little thing helps. Thumbs up, little hearts, whatever. Emojicons, or whatever they want to call those things. I'm getting too old. As my daughter says, I'm old. Well, and as I say, I'm old when I, stand up and pull a muscle, and I cough and pull a muscle. And yeah, I'm feeling it more and more every day. It's like 50 hit, and 50 was like, oh man, what happened? Give my love to Tara. I will, Tara. We're gonna finish up. Let's see where we're at. Yeah. I think we'll go ahead and finish doing these rings here, but I'll probably just do my ending spiel here while I finish these up. But like I said, by next Monday we might be back to the normal camera setup and everything. We'll see. But we got Thursday to go still, so one camera set up this Thursday, the last stream before the Super Bowl. Unless I do a stream Saturday for some reason. I don't know. If I get it done, maybe. I'd love to be able to get it done. I'm still just, it's kind of bumming me out a bit, going, man, I really wanted to have this done. I really wanted to have this done. I just don't see it happening. If somehow we could get 26-hour days for the next 4 or 5 days, maybe. Interesting music still playing. Yeah, some free copyrighted stuff that I can just play in the background. They make it so difficult, so I find this, it's a 3-hour, 6-hour thing, something like that. Just play stuff, and I just randomly start it up in different spots and let it go. At least a little something. Here late, well, I was watching. I had Futurama in the background yesterday. I don't know. Like I said, I made good progress yesterday. Futurama episodes worked really well. I could do 2 episodes and then take a break. 2 episodes, then take a break. It's kind of how I was doing it yesterday. But 5 rings to go here. I do want to thank you all again. Don't forget to give shares, thumbs ups, likes, all that good stuff. You can find us on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Don't forget to subscribe to any of those or all of those. Get notified when we go live. Like I said, Monday, Thursday, 7:30 Central Time. And so we'll be back on Thursday of this week. Hopefully with quite a bit more done. I would like to get maybe into the mouth area, if not further. That would give me a good 20 lines. So we'll see what I can do in 2.5 days. Good to have you with us tonight, Tara. I do appreciate it. It's good to have somebody show up and chat with. I mean, some days it's good not to have people, but other days it's, you know, it's good to have either or, I guess. Like I said, it's all therapy to me to come in here and have some fun, do some chainmail, and talk to myself. I love talking to myself. But anyway, that was the last ring I had out, so we're going to go ahead and close it up for tonight. We will be back, like I said, next Thursday. So y'all have a great rest of your week, a great Monday night, and we'll see you Thursday. Peace.